on working on quite a few things tomorrow, garden things tomorrow, specifically working on getting the beds for the greenhouse done and putting the soil in and potentially the compost if we get it, but we have topsoil that's ready to go in for that. But before that day even comes, one thing I want to get done tomorrow, if I can, is to go ahead and start my sweet peas and all of my regular peas. And I have not started those indoors. Those are just being started right outside. Peas in general like about 40 degrees of soil temperature to start germinating. Well, they really need. They need 40 degrees of the soil temperature to be able to germinate. So I've come out here with, in all honesty, a regular meat thermometer, and I'm going to measure the soil temperature and see what it says to see if I am ready to start my peas out here. And I'm doing this today because sweet peas and regular peas need to soak for about 24 to 48 hours before they're planted. So I need to go ahead and get them in water if I'm gonna get this done tomorrow. I'm just gonna put my thermometer right in. I'm gonna push it down quite a bit because peas want to be sown 4 to 6 inches underneath the surface. So they're gonna go pretty deep in here. So I need to make sure that the temperature down there is warm enough. And it is ranging about 52 degrees. Is that where it's gonna stop? So yeah, it stopped around 52, between 51 and 52 is where it was hanging out. And I put it about 8 inches below the soil. So it is ready to go. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna get those started to soak. So then tomorrow we're ready to put them in the ground. It is a disgusting, gross, cold, rainy day, but we're gonna get these sweet peas and peas in because they're the first things to go in the ground, and it is time to go ahead and do that. So first thing I need is a hand shovel right here. That. I was totally wrong when I told you yesterday that they need to be planted 4 to 6 inches in the ground. They don't need to be planted down that far. I don't really know what I was thinking, but they do need complete darkness in order to germinate. So they do have to be at least a ½ inch or really an inch down in the ground. So our soil is more than ready for that. Need our peas. These are our 3 different peas. The really dark ones are sweet peas. And then we have snap peas and snow peas. So let me show you where these are all gonna grow, and let's get these planted. Also bringing some compost with me too. I've got my winter jacket on and my gloves on again. It is that chilly. Oh, this chicken. Go. So I've got my snap peas and my snow peas right here. And I've got all my sweet peas right here. So I did not bring these peas for you to eat. I'm sorry, these seeds are not for you. Goodbye. 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 So I'm gonna have sweet peas on the edge right here, sweet peas on the edge right here. So they're gonna grow up the same arch that we're going to make out of cattle panels. There's gonna be cattle panels between each of these 5 beds that I have. So we'll have 4 cattle panel arches. And then right here, peas will go here, and peas will go on the edge of that one, and they'll both be growing up the same arch again over in between those 2 beds. I'm gonna start by building a trench. I'm gonna do it lower than 1 inch, which is where the seeds need to be, so that when the seed starts forming a root and it's going down into the soil, it's gonna hit that compost. It's gonna be a nice fertilizer for them, and it's gonna make them bloom even more. So I'll probably put some compost down, maybe 4 inches. I'll kind of cover that up, and then I'll plant all of my seeds. They're technically supposed to go about 6 inches apart. I'm probably going to put them much closer than that together. You can start planting peas as soon as the ground is workable. Down date for me was about 50 degrees. You can start putting them in at 40 degrees. I probably could have put them in a couple of weeks ago. You can also start sweet peas indoors about 3 months before you're going to put them out. I don't necessarily need to do that because the temperature outside right now is really good for them. They really like it. And so it works really well just to have them germinate out here. So let's get started on this project.